All right, so today we're diving into something I think we all need from time to time: how to hit that big ol' reset button on life. Think of this as a guide to finding your own peace, your own little slice of tranquility, especially when the world just feels loud.
And that quote right there, it just hits, doesn't it? We've all been there. That feeling when the noise, the notifications, the demands, it all just becomes way too much. This is really the heart of what we're talking about today. So I want you to actually think about that for a second. When things get crazy, what's your go-to? Where's your sanctuary? We're about to explore how to find those spaces, and maybe more importantly, how to build one right inside yourself.
Okay, so let's start with this quest for peace. The source material for this explainer makes it super clear that peace and freedom, they aren't just, nice to haves. They're positioned as the absolute highest priorities for a good life.
So, what's the #1 strategy for finding that center? It's pretty simple, actually. Intentional solitude. And this isn't about running away from everything. It's more like running towards yourself, by getting away from places that just drain your energy.
And this isn't some vague idea either. It's a real, practical plan. You pack a small bag for the weekend, head to a reliable hotel you know will be clean and quiet, or, and this is a favorite from our source, find a local boutique spot. Why? Because they're described as feeling cozy, sweet, and intimate. You can feel the heart in those places.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. You hear that click of the hotel room door shutting behind you. That's the sound of the world being put on pause. In that moment, you just claim the space. Kick off your shoes, silence your phone, and take that first, deep, amazing breath. It's all yours.
But here's the thing. This journey of finding peace, it's not static. It grows and changes with you. The way we take care of ourselves can totally transform over time, shifting from what we think we want into what we truly need.
In this chart, wow, it really shows that evolution, doesn't it? The past was all about external stuff: champagne, fancy oysters, chatting with strangers at a bar. But the present, it's all about internal nourishment: homemade vegan sushi, nutrient-rich drinks. The act of making the food itself becomes a kind of prayer. That's a huge shift from distraction to pure intention.
So what causes a shift like that? Well, it comes from this big aha moment, the realization that so much of the food out there just isn't made with our well-being in mind. It's a conscious decision to say, you know what, I'm going to opt out and create something with love instead.
And this brings us to a really beautiful idea: thinking about nourishment as a sacred ritual. This reframes cooking from just another chore into a mindful, loving act. It's about literally feeding yourself with good intentions. And you can see how real this gets with something like homemade vegan sushi. It's not about being a master chef. It's about the simple, colorful layers. You've got the fresh microgreens, that creamy guac, the sweetness from the mango. Every little piece is chosen with care. This is so much more than a meal. It's like a handcrafted gift you give to yourself.
It's the same deal with what you drink. Instead of processed juices, you move toward these nutrient-dense blends. Just imagine sipping on some refreshing coconut water with fresh blueberries, or a smoothie with watermelon and ginger, maybe even a surprising kick of red bell pepper. It's about using the whole ingredient to really truly fuel your body.
And this quote, man, it just nails the entire philosophy, doesn't it? It's about saying no to the quick, artificial fix and yes to real, whole energy. You want the fiber, the minerals, the good stuff, not just a jittery sugar rush that leaves you crashing later.
Okay, so we've nourished our bodies. But what about our spirits when we're out and about? How do we create our own little personal bubble of bliss, even when we can't get away to a hotel?
Well, here's one of my favorite tips from the source material, and it's so simple: the solo movie matinee. Seriously, think about it. It's the perfect escape. For 2 hours in a dark room, your only job is to get lost in a story. It's a total break from your own life.
And this leads to a concept that I absolutely love. It's called the portable sanctuary. The idea is that a simple object, like a big, cozy shawl or a blanket, can literally create a private, comforting space around you, no matter where you are. It's your bubble of bliss, but you can carry it in your bag. So picture it. You're in the theater, wrapped up in your portable sanctuary. It becomes this little zone of total freedom. There's no one to judge you. You can laugh out loud, you can cry if a scene gets to you, you can just feel things without any filter. As the author says, it's pure bliss.
You know, when you really think about it, all of these things we've talked about, the solo trips, the mindful food, the movies, they're all just tools. They're all pointing us toward one final destination, that deep, unshakable peace you can only find inside yourself.
Because this right here, this is the real end game. It's about building such a strong, kind, and loving relationship with yourself that you become your own source of comfort and strength. That is what makes you truly unshakable. And we have to be real for a second about why this is so tough for so many of us. The source points out a hard truth. A lot of people cling to relationships, any relationship, because they're afraid of being alone with the one person they might not actually like very much, themselves. This work is about fundamentally changing that dynamic.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do you really become your own best friend? Well, it starts with these 4 practices. You coach yourself, you become your own cheerleader, you journal to understand what's really going on in your head, you actually talk to yourself with kindness the way you would a friend, and you just treat yourself better.
And this is the incredible reward. When you've done this work, when you know how to fill your own cup, that fear of being alone starts to fade. You realize that even if people come and go from your life, you'll be okay. Why? Because you'll always have you.
And that, right there, that is the ultimate security. It's a deep internal peace that doesn't depend on anyone or anything else. It's yours. And it's a peace that nobody on this earth can ever take away from you.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question. Don't feel like you have to change your whole life overnight. Just think of one small, simple thing you can do this week. What is one tiny action you can take to treat yourself like your own best friend? Because that's where this whole journey really begins.